I have to make sure that I'm always ready to go. Like, when I say that, I mean, like, if something happens in this world, am I gonna be physically, mentally, and emotionally stable to be able to protect my family and to go take action, right? So that's kind of my thought process every day when I'm not feeling like I'm ready to go to the gym. What's up, everybody? Welcome to an episode of the Damian Vega podcast. The road to being a girl dad. That's what we're talking about today. Today's Tuesday, December 13th, and today marks the 5-month mark for my wife and her pregnancy, our pregnancy. Speaking of that, that's really why I wanted to hop on today's podcast and to talk to mainly all the men out there that have wives that are pregnant, because women are very strong in the sense that they openly communicate their emotions. They openly, create groups. They create connections with other women that are going through the same thing. And I find that a lot of men tend to, including myself, tend to push things aside and don't take the time to talk about their emotions and how they feel and what they're going through. It's our job to be tough and to be strong and to just allow things to roll over our shoulders and to keep moving forward. Now, I totally believe in that, but also we do need to access that other part of us, the emotional part of us, because that's also what allows us to be the powerful men that we are. So the road to being a girl dad, I want to go back a little bit to the first time we found out that we were gonna have a baby girl. This time was, I vividly remember us just doing one of those take-home pregnancy tests, and it was almost just, it felt like I was in a dream. I didn't think that this day would come so soon. I mean, I'm 28 years old, right? I'm 28, and my wife, she just mentioned she had been feeling a little funny. She just felt like she wasn't herself. So long story short, I said, you know what, I'm gonna go do this. Let me go to CVS. Let me go find a test. So at least we can rule this out, right? At least we can, figure out what else could be going on with you. So long story short, we get home, we ran the test, and we saw that line on the take-home pregnancy test, and that's when we knew. We both looked at each other. We were like, we've done this before. This wasn't the first time we took one of those tests, but we had never seen that line before. And at that moment, I was in utter shock, and I didn't know what to do, really. So over the course of the next few days, we then had to go schedule, an appointment at our doctor's office and, get the ball rolling just to, make sure we can be proactive. I'm always about being proactive. Proactivity is what allows you to stay ahead, be prepared for any situation. So nonetheless, we went to the doctor's office and we did an ultrasound and we saw our baby girl and we saw her heartbeat. Let's fast forward maybe a month or two as we're going through it, because they do space these appointments out. For those of you that have gone through this process, you know, you get an ultrasound, then you have this waiting period where you're like, oh, you know, is everything okay? You want to share the news, but you know, it is a little too early. They do recommend you wait till about 3 months. So we had to keep it quiet. And during this time, I started to run all these thoughts through my head just about, you know, things that I can do to prepare for this, right? To prepare for this life-changing event. I don't know if any of you on here have heard the term of nesting, but that's when, you know, the parents of the child to be tend to, you know, organize and to start to, you know, stock the house with everything and anything that you would need just to make sure that the baby is safe and has everything. So I immediately started to get into this mode where I'm thinking about, you know, do we have enough of this? Do I need to go to the store? Should I go get more paper towels? Should I go get more soap? Do we have enough groceries? And like, this is this intuitive, instinctive, just drive that started to happen over those few weeks after finding out, right? So, and to this day, like, I'm continuing to just plan, right? Just make sure we have everything, is, you know, just to make sure that our baby girl is going to be, you know, have everything she needs when she's here and she's brought into this world. So the initial phase after finding out was, you know, just really that fight or flight. Okay, financially, we're going to be okay. Yeah. So let me keep building my business and, you know, continue to market and continue to sell. And continue to develop myself, right? Develop my skill set as a coach, right? As a professional. And then the whole, you know, survival mode of, you know, do we have enough food, right? Obviously she's not going to be here yet, but just going to the store and just getting all these things. And then also the cleansing element, like, am I getting rid of anything that I don't need? Like, where is there clutter in this house, right? And then safety, right? Safety is another huge element I thought about. I was like, you know, okay, I gotta go get my gun permit. Like, I gotta make sure that my baby girl's gonna be safe. So I went to go get my pistol permit, and I bought my first pistol. So all of this happened in the matter of like 2 months. So this is a few months ago. What I also want to talk about on here is the emotional piece of, you know, not being the one to carry the baby, obviously, but being the one to carry the load of any extra emotion that my wife, you know, during this time has to release, right? Because she is going through a roller coaster of hormones right now, where her estrogen levels are higher than they've ever been before. To couple that with that we are having a girl, right? So our daughter's estrogen levels are increasing, my wife's estrogen levels, and, you know, for those of you women that are tuning in right now, like, you know, estrogen is that number one hormone for you women, right? And when you have excess of it, your body responds a little bit differently, right? So she's been going through it, right? Mood swings, changes in energy. You know, sometimes she doesn't want to do anything, right? Sometimes she's just tired, right? Because she is carrying our baby. So all of these things are happening. And, you know, being the man in the house, right? You have to be the one to be able to take that, right? And to be able to say, okay, you're gonna be all right, sweetheart, you're gonna be okay, right? And that those those emotions from her start to play an impact and make an impact on us, right? But we have to continue. The show has to go on, right? We have to keep moving forward and making sure that everything's running smoothly, right? So I think the main thing that us men need to be aware of is like, we are going to be dealing with a woman that is not herself all the time, right? A woman that is losing a little bit a sense of herself. She's losing herself a little bit because she's holding another human being inside of her. So we got to be mindful of that. And then we have to take everything just with a grain of salt. Like, it's okay to be pissed off, right? It's okay to hear things that we don't want to hear all the time, right? And that's just going to be part of the process, right? Part of parenthood. So that is a huge piece to being a dad, right? On the road to being a dad, being a girl dad. So let's fast forward to the reveal, right? Because we did want to find out. We didn't want to wait the whole 9 months to find out what we were going to have. So we did a reveal, and I remember like leading up to it, I had this feeling inside of me that we were going to have a girl. And then all of a sudden I was like, it'd be really cool to have a boy, because I could literally train him to do everything that I do, and we could do everything together. And then all these thoughts were just rushing through my mind. And at the end of the day, I just thought, the fact that we are having a baby when there are so many people out there in the world that, some people never meet a partner that they feel like they can create a family with. Some people can't have children, right? Chemically, there are certain imbalances. Some people choose to, not procreate, right? And I'm just looking at this whole experience like, this is a gift, right? This is a gift that I was given. So as that weekend approached where we were going to do this gender reveal, we all met with our family. We had a football stuffed with blue or pink powder. We had a good friend of ours take care of that for us. So we all showed up at a park. And then I remember that morning, like in the back of my mind, I was like, we are having a boy. I just had this feeling. So obviously didn't turn out that way. But we found out that we were gonna have a baby girl. And then when I found that out, I feel like something clicked in my mind, right? Because that father-daughter connection is unlike any other. And I can't wait to be able to feel that and experience that. And I'm grateful. Gratitude is a powerful thing, right? When you just fill yourself up with gratitude, believe it or not, it starts to amplify and magnify, and everything else around you starts to continue to grow and to multiply, right? If you're grateful for one thing, that thing is going to continue to keep showing up in your life. So make sure you continue to practice. Really, it's something you have to practice. You have to practice being grateful. It's not something that I was blessed to be able to grow up where my mom made sure that I said thank you to any and everybody that did something for me. Simple as holding the door for me or asking me how I was doing. So don't want to get off topic, but let's fast forward And now we're today at the 5-month mark, on the road to being a girl dad. So right now we're at, like, we passed the halfway mark, right? And we're entering the second half of the second trimester. Now my wife, she's been able to eat normally now, because in the beginning she would get up and she would have nausea. She would be very low energy. She would be very moody, very quick to snap at me for anything. That took a toll on me a little bit emotionally, but again, gentlemen, we have to remember, they're going through something they've never been through before. And so are we, again, but we still do have ourselves, right? They're losing a piece of themselves during this time. So just remember that, if your wife is, quick to snap at you, or, she's not in the greatest mood, just the best way to deal with that is to practice your gratitude and say thank you. Like, this woman is choosing to lose a sense of her being to be able to give birth to something that we created. And I think that right there, if you practice that mantra, nothing else really matters. So we did just pass the halfway mark. This Friday we're gonna go do another ultrasound, so we can see our baby girl again. The holidays are approaching. Lots of stuff is happening. I wrapped up my second season as a football coach at St. Luke's School out here in New Canaan, Connecticut. So I do that along with, obviously, my business and training my clients. So it's a busy time of year. It's an exciting time of year. And let's remember, for some people, it's a sad time of year, right? A lot of people are dealing with losses. A lot of people, are going through these holidays without somebody that they love. So let's just be mindful of that as we go into the new year. And most importantly, let's be grateful for everything that we have. Like, if you woke up today in your house with the heat on and you're able to take a warm shower and put some clean clothes on and have breakfast, I think, you're winning right now in life. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for our baby girl that continues to grow every single day. And I want to talk quickly about my goals, where I stand right now mentally, because again, gentlemen, we have to take care of our family, right? That's number one, right? But in order for us to be able to do that, we ourselves have to have a plan for ourselves and goals for ourselves, right? We have to be moving in a direction. We have to have a process that we are becoming obsessed with every day, right? What's the process that I'm focusing on right now, right? What are all of these steps leading up to? Where are we going, right? It's our job to be able to focus on that every single day. So right now, this is year 4 since the beginning of the start of my business, right? So I feel like right now the goal is just to continue to scale and grow, right? To max out the amount of time I can spend in person with people, and then grow my team so that I have 5, 6, 7, 10, 15, 20, 30, 100 other coaches in my community that are doing what I'm doing, and to a point where maybe we potentially have multiple commercial locations scattered throughout the US. So right now, main goal for me business wise is to continue to scale and grow. Growth is the number one priority right now for me. Personal goals, however, they've changed over time. Obviously, now that I'm thinking about other things, and I'm thinking about somebody else, somebody other than myself. Got my wife, and now our daughter's on the way. But I've spent a lot of time continuing to train every day, whether that is running, whether that is weightlifting, or whether that is martial arts. I train every day, and I'm making sure that I'm eating the right foods every day, because now I have a little bit of extra drive, knowing that I have to be healthy for my daughter and for my wife, right? Because they're gonna need me to be on my game every day. I have to be 100% every single day. I gotta be ready for any situation, right? So, and that starts with my health. If I can be healthy, then I can go help somebody. I can go help my family. So personally, my goals are continue to, maximize my physical ability, continue to get stronger, continue to build my endurance, running outdoors. In 2022, I don't know if those of you know, back in May, I had signed up for an ultra marathon. It was my first ever ultra marathon, 50-mile race up in Vermont. I didn't make the time cut, and that kind of sat in my mind. I kind of pushed that in the back of my mind, and it's still in there. And I'm thinking about, potentially doing another one in 2023. The only thing is, our due date is May 2nd, and the race is the 13th of May. So I'm trying to figure out, how that would be able to fit into the schedule. But I am running 6 out of 7 days during the week, for on average about an hour. I'm doing my strength training 3 to 4 days a week, and I'm doing martial arts 3 days a week. So that's what I'm doing personally for my own fitness and my own mental health, because I have to make sure that I'm always ready to go. Like, when I say that, I mean, like, if something happens in this world, am I gonna be physically, mentally, and emotionally stable to be able to protect my family and to go take action, right? So that's kind of my thought process every day when I'm not feeling like I'm ready to go to the gym, right? I think about those deeper questions that we should be asking ourselves. Like, okay, it's not about looking good, right? And it's not about, being a fitness model. It's about being prepared, right? It's about being ready, okay? When the shit hits the fan, right? And the rubber meets the road, all right? Who's gonna be ready? Because the weak men are gonna be weeded out very quickly, all right? So think about that when you get up and you're planning your day and you're not setting aside 1 hour, I'm talking 60 minutes, right, to go develop your body, your mind, and your spirit. So I want to end with this topic of purpose. You hear this a lot. A lot of people are talking about, find your purpose. Obviously I have a bigger purpose now because I have a family that is growing, right? My purpose is to be a great father, a great husband, and obviously be a great coach, and a great mentor. But I think purpose is important. Purpose is powerful, and we have to live every day fulfilling that, or at least working toward that. So if you don't know your purpose, maybe go ask somebody close to you that loves you. Go ask somebody that you see regularly, and maybe ask them, hey, what do I do for you, right? How am I impacting you, right? How am I making your day better? And then maybe that'll direct you toward your true purpose, right? Because we have to be here every day, fulfilling that, because that's why we're here. We're here for that reason. So ask somebody that's close to you, that loves you, or that you see consistently. All right. That's it for today's episode of the road to being a girl dad. I'm looking forward to talking to you guys next time. All right. God bless. That's it.